The government had the money ready for Lomachenko.
Loma.
The government was ready with Lomachenko.
And then Loma couldn't fight, so then you had to pick me.
No, incorrect. I could have fought anyone. I could have fought the garbage man outside if I wanted to, but I chose you. You were not my mandatory. I picked you. So you know what? You're here, and everything is ready to go on Sunday.
Man, when is the act gonna stop? When is that shit gonna stop, bro? We can see right through it, bro. Just be you. That's all you got to do is just be you.
I've never changed. I never changed.
Actor, bro.
The Lapers conference, exactly the same. You know what?
You're acting.
Beautiful. I'd rather be an actor than a rat. I'd rather be an actor than a rat.
You don't know the definition of a rat.
Little snitch. Yeah, go look at the picture and have a look it up.
All right, Big J. I'm going to ask you what your interpretation of that is, and then I'm going to give my thoughts. George Kambosos calling him a rat.
Well, I think it's just a fact that contact was made between the two before the Lopez fight, and I don't necessarily call him being a rat. I mean, ratting out Teofimo, I don't think that was Haney's intention at all. But calling him a rat, that's completely unnecessary because what's the point of that? I mean, okay, yeah, play some mind games, but there's other mind games you can play. I think that's kind of pointless, don't you think?
Yeah, personally, where I'm from and, in the streets, and it's where Devin Haney's from, well, not him, but his father, it's no secret that Devin Haney grew up privileged, but his father, calling someone a rat, or a snitch can really get you hurt. Now, for context, for those who don't understand, as Big J told you, Devin Haney was feeding stuff to, allegedly, according to Kambosos, was feeding intel of Teofimo to George Kambosos about him having issues with his marriage, about him having issues with being in the hookah lounge, and basically not taking the fight seriously, and that he may have been vulnerable. So Kambosos is saying he would never do anything like that to a countryman. Now, over here in the States, in boxing, me personally, I find it confusing. But at the end of the day, this was a press conference that took place on, this was Sunday night here in the States. And Monday for you guys, this was Monday early afternoon, right? Or about 11 a.m. or so, noon for you guys over in Australia?
Yeah, little bit afternoon.
Okay, yeah, so, and normally during a fight week of a significant fight, they don't have two press conferences. So you were talking about, to go on to the rest of the conversation a little bit, you were talking about possibly them trying to move the rest of the tickets because it's not sold out. How many are expected to be in attendance, and how many does the arena hold? Marvel Stadium.
The arena holds around 55,000, and by last count, I believe that there's probably been about 45 on its way to 50 sold. But as I said, I don't believe it has been sold out as yet, and I don't believe it'll get. I don't believe it'll get to that stage either. Because the big problem is that Hawthorn is playing Collingwood, which is the AFL, our national football game, at the MCG, in the other in Richmond, which is the other suburb across the way from Marvel. So it's coming up against an AFL game. I said that the whole time. If it comes up against an AFL game, it's going to struggle because there'll be minimum 60,000 people there watching that game, and that's a small crowd for an AFL game. So 60,000 is a small crowd. The MCG can hold 100,000 people.
Okay, so you have two events that are going to equal about 100,000 fans or so. In what? About how far are they away?
Yeah, the crowd's going to be split. That's
okay. Gotcha. And what's the buzz overall like? For this fight, is it growing? Has George's profile risen? Because when I saw that they updated the fight week schedule and they added this event, I was thinking to myself, like, well, wait a minute, why would they, add an event, like so early? We understand that they had their press conference. What was that, about 5-6 weeks ago?
Yeah, man.
But that was via satellite, to where I'm guessing they wanted to have something with these fighters face to face, for the first time. But this is a rare occurrence.
It is. I think because they had that satellite hookup, that they wanted to do something face to face, and it's like everything, to drive up numbers.
Yeah.
The real reason they do this is because, hang on, we haven't sold enough tickets yet. We need to drive up numbers. So I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt. I mean, there was a lot of meat there, but every man is. So it certainly it achieved its purpose without a doubt.
So here in the states, it's going to be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, the main card, and then they're going to have and then after the main event, they're going to have some more fights, which is rare here in the states on ESPN Plus. But over in Australia, it's going to be $59.95 on Foxtel KO main event pay-per-view. Now, from your understanding, do you think this pay-per-view will do well over there?
Yeah, I believe it will, because even though I'm still in the belief that no pay-per-view is worth $60, but at least this is an undisputed title fight that's never happened before in Australia.
Yeah.
So this is something that has never happened before in Australia. It's an undisputed fight, which has there ever been an undisputed fight at lightweight? I don't think there has been.
Not in this era, no. Not in the 4-belt era that I can think of, no.
No, not in the 4-belt era. So this is a massive, massive fight. I think it'll do well. Because look at the bright side. It's not some football player fighting another football player.
True.
Or another up and comer fighting some nobody you've never heard of. So, at least you can just sort of justify the $60 price tag.
So from your knowledge, and for the viewers, let us know down below, especially obviously the Australian viewers. But from your knowledge, Big J, is this the biggest fight, or the most, how can I say, the most meaningful fight in Australian boxing history?
Well, for status-wise, yes. It's the biggest fight in Australian boxing history.
4-belt undisputed on Australian, soil is the biggest fight in Australian boxing history, is what you're saying. Meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. But will it actually be like crowd-wise or notoriety-wise biggest fight? Don't know yet, because we'll have to wait till Sunday. Because you got to remember that Paul and Pacquiao packed out 50-something thousand plus at Suncorp Stadium back almost 5 years ago, July 2nd, 2017.
Yeah. So
whether or not it's going to be as big as that, still remains to be seen. I mean, that was a massive, massive fight in Australia, Pacquiao versus Horn. This, for status, is obviously more significant because it's undisputed, but for actually fan base and who the guys are, Devin and George aren't as well. No one has a bigger fan base as Pacquiao did at that time, so it still remains to be seen whether notoriety-wise or crowd-wise or dollar-wise, it's going to be as big as Pacquiao versus Horn. So we'll still have to. It still remains to be seen.
Okay. And since we don't have much time left, the Bill Haney situation. He will not be in the corner of his son Yoel Judah, the father of Zab Judah, will be in the corner. And Bill Haney, and basically there's some I guess you can say internet conspiracies going around that maybe George Kambosos' team did not do their best, or in helping out, or vouching for the situation to help Bill Haney. Do you believe in any crap like that? I don't believe in it. But fans are trying to make up shit. They're making up shit, Jay. I'm telling you, I've been looking. They're trying to say it's some conspiracy. I'm telling y'all now. We are here 3:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May the 31st. We're here 4 days before the fight, and that's the conspiracy theory going around that Kambosos' team, had something to do with Bill Haney not getting into the country. Like they have some type of stroke with customs and all that shit. Yeah.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Bill Haney had that drug offense 30 years ago. That sort of stuff follows you around forever.
Yeah.
So, and as I said in a previous video, Australia does not fuck around when it comes to those sort of things. I mean, they wouldn't let Floyd in. There's no way Tyson will ever get into the country of his criminal convictions. He's a convicted felon on drug possessions. Australia doesn't fuck around when it comes to those.
Yeah, no matter how long it is, and that's the type of shit it will always follow you around. But look, since we are short on time, and obviously we're going to be talking about this fight all week, the final press conference is going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Thursday. I don't know what that translates to.
Friday. Oh, sorry, yeah, no, yeah, Thursday your time, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry,
9
go on.
p.m. my time. What, that's going to be about, what, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. your time, something like that?
No, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, got you. Normal time basically for a press conference over here if it were in the States. George Kambosos versus Devin Haney. You got Jason Moloney taking on Aston Palicte. Very, very meaningful fight. That's going to be for the WBC Silver and the WBO title. The winner of that is supposed to go on the fight in a final eliminator against the Thai fighter. For, I don't have him pulled up, but don't want to butcher his name. Junior 5 taking on Lucas Browne. That should be a fun fight, but a fight that nobody would ever ask for. But I wouldn't be surprised that if it wasn't on this pay-per-view, it wouldn't be leading a Fox Sport or a main event pay-per-view over there. And do you know or remember, I think you told me before, what fight is going to be opening up the main event pay-per-view broadcast? Is that going to be Terry Nicholas versus Lation Higgins?
Lachlan, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe that will be the opening fight. Not willing to bet on it, but I believe that could be the opening fight.
Okay,
So,
and then you have Andrew Moloney taking on Alexander Espinoza. We took a deep dive into that, but basically, he's going to be on the dark match portion, it seems, of the broadcast over in Australia, but here in the States, he may be on ESPN Plus. So we're going to get more deep into this into the fight later on in the week as Jay's got to prepare to start getting out to the press conference and fight week events. But you want to give your prediction again, the bold one?
there's nothing bold about it, mate. 9th round TKO.
All right, well there you go. And I am picking Devin Haney by a very tough unanimous decision. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we'll see on fight night. I am going to be here streaming during the main event, and then we're going to be following the post-fight press conference. Big J obviously is going to be there doing interviews. And thanks for watching. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on his prediction, my prediction, and the Bill Haney controversy down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.